Okay, now this game I love. This may be my favorite puzzle game of all time. It may be my favorite Valve game, only rivaled by Left 4 Dead 2, because I love that game too. But seriously, puzzle game wise, this is hands down the best game you'll ever play, because it is such a good story and such good gameplay. Something I want to explain quickly though. I will be fast forwarding parts like this beginning cutscene, or at least most of it, and some of the test chambers. Because for the most part, the test chambers are kind of just, puzzle games, but I've played this story mode before, so I know what I'm doing for most of the part. I mean, okay, yeah, some of the parts I just got really dumb because I haven't played it in a while. But I remember when I first booted up this game, it was a complete wreck. Yeah, funny enough. I was playing on a dinosaur of a machine, and after spending a few years trying to download the actual game, 10 or 12 gigabytes back then seemed like forever. The game booted up, and all the graphics were completely screwed up, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Because, I mean, this was, what, 2011? So, 16 now, 5 years ago. I was like, what, 13? I was like, my new favorite game is completely ruined. And then, when my brother got his laptop, let's just say his laptop, for a while, became my laptop. Because this game excessively played it. Constantly. I mean, I played the story mode several times over the first time I got to it. I loved it so much because compared to the original game, like Portal 1, it was a nice experience and I got that as his birthday present as I thought it looked cool and I was like, oh, he'll like that too, I'll buy that for him. And then he played it and I was like, this game is so awesome and I loved it. And then when they announced Portal 2 and I saw like the announcement trailer and GLaDOS' new look, I was like, oh my goodness, this is intense, this is new. And then this beginning cutscene played for the first time, and I knew there was something special about this game. Because never before had I seen something this amazingly impressive. Like, yeah, I knew. I knew there was something special about this game. It was just amazing. Oh yeah, also Wheatley. Completely skipped past his introduction there. But, I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone about the game because, I don't know, it is non-spoiler, and anti-spoiler here, because obviously if people haven't played the game before and they're watching this for a tutorial, terrible idea by the way. I skip past parts and, speed up parts because some parts just aren't need to be seen because, really, if I made these episodes with all the content being unsped, you'd basically get through the beginning cutscene in one episode because I like to keep my episodes maybe about, 10 minutes long, I can't be sitting here talking forever, but this episode it will be a bit longer, about 16 minutes long, I'd say, because, it's a bit of an introduction episode to this series, and I tried to, skim out as much as I could by speeding things up, at least what I could, but still. Classic Portal 1 gameplay, beginning with the basics of Cuban button gameplay. I actually like the way this game introduced itself because it starts having, each beginning test be the beginning test from Portal 1. Which makes sense because you start in the Portal 1 testing area. From anyone who's played Portal 1, you'll recognize it. I'm also pretty sure that sentence there, the liquid running down your neck, is actually from the original Portal 1 as well. Also, this original puzzle here was long and annoying. And it's long and annoying here because you have to go press buttons, but at least when you do it in this game, you can press the portal, press the button to activate the portal, unlike in the other one where you had to wait for ages for it to make the portal. I'm also pretty sure that's the only test in the entire game where pressing a button gives you a portal. I don't think any other test ever takes advantage of that, ever. So, at least this one test had something unique on it. Oh yeah, this is when we get the little introduction videos on the screens here. A giant animal turret. I wonder if there actually would be ever a giant animal turret, Cheetah turret, whatever it's called, in the actual game, as a boss battle. That would be amazing. Oh, I remember this part. I actually found a new tear in the game's look for the first time. If you look close, you can see where that glowing light is. Yeah, that's not meant to be there. I never noticed that after all my playthroughs. I guess because I just jumped straight onto the portal gun, causing it to collapse. You just saw. No, Wheatley, I'm dead. Yeah, should have asked that first. Also, yeah, I'm including subtitles because I don't know how well you'll be able to hear them over me specifically because of course my voice dominates the game. How sad that is for you, anyway. But, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, keep the subtitles up for the whole series because so people can see what's going on. But once again, do not use these as tutorials at all. Bad idea. Terrible idea, in fact. Laws of robotics to share. Okay, let me think about it, right? Think about how many turrets are in this game and the last game. That's not even androids, right? But like, imagine all the androids and like machines, right, having to like share one laws of robotics. Yeah, there's a reason why you die a lot in this game. First time around, anyway. Nowadays, I don't really die at all, except for the, now and again. Also, shh, for smooth jazz. Oh, there goes my smooth jazz. Let's move on to the next test chamber. This test chamber, once again, it's going to speed up. There's not much going on here except putting cubes on buttons. Oh. Also, this next part is funny because obviously they expect you to jump onto the glass, right? And that breaks it. But if you actually avoid the glass, fat shell. Jeez, I guess those comments about GLaDOS saying she was fat later on really were true. Oh wait, is that a spoiler? Oh no. I think I might have just broke my anti-spoiler rule the first episode into the series. Well, nice work. Also, you may be seeing there's no loading screens. Yeah, cutting those out too. We really don't need to see those. Yeah. I'm gonna make you watch the loading screen. Have fun with that one. Oh my god. This test. This was the first test I remember that actually gave me trouble. I have no idea why. It's so simple, but I guess when you play it for the first time, it makes it look complicated. Yeah, simple enough to begin with anyway. And then the idea is you're meant to use 2 cubes to do different things, but it's pretty simple to begin with. Not gonna, explain each test in detail. I'm not gonna be like, oh hey, this is how you do this test, and this is how you do this test. Nah. Is this the test where you go into like where Wheatley comes back? I think it is. No, momentum. No, but as I was saying earlier, like about the whole idea of that, portals, this game specifically, with introduction tests, it introduces the tests in such a way that like you learn each part of the game, like all you need to know pretty much in the first few tests. Also, I don't know where the hell these tests are coming from, because, the original Portals tests were not like this. Like, maybe the first couple were, and then, like, after that, it's just completely different. Also, fail. I failed right there. And then, of course, when I tried to go again, guess what happened? I failed. But apparently the game thought I won. Oh, yeah, I made it this far. I made it to the ground, at least. Hooray, I win. Primitive tribe. I mean, I assume when he says primitive tribe, he means the idea that, like, all humanity was wiped out and started again from scratch. Apparently, Aperture Science is meant to survive after a post-apocalyptic destruction. Oh, wait, it did. Look at the facility. People with brain damage. Oh yeah, I was actually wondering if there was a way to get back, from here, but then I realized the portal was actually cancelled off.
Never, ever to disengage myself from my management rail, or I would die.
Actually, this test chamber is from the original Portal game, but funny enough, the test chamber itself is meant to use the energy ball. I forget what it's actually called because I haven't played Portal 1 in ages. But of course, it's actually just a prop in this one because they don't actually have those at all. Which is funny. In my opinion, I think they were just replaced with the lasers, which you'll see in a few test chambers time. But yeah, I guess what's really different about this game compared to the other one is that, like, unlike, Portal 1, where, like, you just went for a bunch of tests, and then, you just went to the, the industrial part, and then you had the GLaDOS boss battle. Also, standing on Wheatley is hilariously fun. Yeah, but in this game, you're constantly switching between, like, test chamber and then facilities and then, like, old areas and just broken stuff. Also, why is this almost impossible? Like, I swear I've seen people do this before where, like, they turn around quickly and then, like, Wheatley's moving his eye or something. But, like, I can never seem to get it to work. Like, you're watching me here, like, several times. Trying to, like, turn around quickly. And then, like, I turn back, it's like, God damn it, he's already done it. So, like, we are really close to the GLaDOS area, like, you know, her chamber. Which is funny, because, this is like test number 8 of the original game, right? So we were so close in test number 8 out of 19 from getting to her chest chamber, you know, her chamber. Which means we spent about, let me see, test number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the industrial areas for no reason. When there was a secret panel which could have just brought it right to them, right to her. You know what don't make sense about this sentence, right? You know, he says if she's awake, right? But he says now, you know, she was a terrible piece of work, you know, or a nasty piece of work, whatever. And he says, do you remember who breaking her down in the end? If someone took her down and he knew who it was, right? Well, he doesn't know specifically who it was, but he knew she was taken down. Why would he assume that she was awake? Which means he may have known a way to actually wake her up again. For such a dumb person, or core specifically. Grip. I think the portal guns are holding most of you there, Wheatley. Main breaker room here. Well, Wheatley has me covered. You know, I think the funny thing about this section here specifically, right, is that when you think about it, why on earth, right, do all these switches specifically, like all of them being on, turn GLaDOS on? Like, I understand, like, it's called the main breaker room, so the way Wheatley presents it, it seems to be like, you know, oh, this must be everything that, like, in the facility, right? But anyone who's played the game knows the facility to be way too massive for just this little breaker room to, you know, have everything in it. Which means the chances are the escape pod was never in here to begin with. This is all just the switches to turn GLaDOS back on. Because guess what's going to happen in a few seconds. And we're going faster towards GLaDOS' chamber. And here she is, waking up. Terrifyingly. And you see me crouching in the corner. Please help. Oh God, please help. Oh. No. Let me try that password. C-A-R-L-O. Password Carolyn? I don't know. Oh, wait. Spoilers. Oh, goodness. I am terrible at this. Anti-spoilers. I'm kind of dropping that role, aren't I? I wonder if that password actually fits in. Probably is the password, actually. Oh, sup, GLaDOS? Yeah, I know him. Her? Him? Now, wouldn't that be funny if GLaDOS was a he? Oh yeah, cutscene begin. How to know this game is impressive? From the previous game anyway. These cutscenes alone are just super impressive. And GLaDOS' voice kicks ass in this one. I mean, last time, like in the Portal 1 game, she was kind of like robotic-y and stuff like that, you know, she was fine for her purposes. But now, her voice is just so, like, silk-like, it's just dangerously evil. We down this... I mean, okay, granted, anyone else who didn't have long full boots like Shell does, this would be instant death. But, hell, if I had long full boots, this would be the ride of my life. Whee! And, okay, crushed. Yeah, wouldn't that just be fun? I mean, if you were going to fall to your death, at least enjoy it. Oh, companion cube, no! Oh, yeah. I saw this old turret, and I was like, oh, turret, I can bring it with me, yay! And then, like, I was like, oh my god, I almost dropped it. And I was like, hey, it's okay. And then someone said, super flammable. Or at least super undurable. Like, it literally touched it for, like, slightest bit and exploded. Well, I guess those turrets were fragile as all hell. Hooray, dual portal device. Now we can actually go on with the proper part of the game. Oh yeah. If anyone notices, this is actually chamber 19 from the original game. That's the final chamber, you know, the one where you die from the fire unless you avoid it. Which means you actually go from the incinerator to chamber 19. You know what that means? Chamber 19 and her chamber are basically connected. Well, I mean, you know, the incinerator would be connected anyway. I guess all the fire and explosion took out the fires and explosions in the pit. Yeah, I don't know how that works either, you know, to be honest. I mean, maybe we just got really bloody lucky. I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, I can understand why they didn't put the fire there, though, because obviously, you know, they wanted to, you know, Oh, wow, we're almost at the end of the episode. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Well, okay. This is the end of the episode now. I didn't even realize we were going on for like 16 minutes, so, see you next time, guys, and, do whatever you need to do, you know. Hopefully there'll be another episode up next week, you know, same time, so, enjoy!